Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crossing Kin. I'm Kristen, and Dad is yet again traumatized by my sorting hat. It's okay, Daddy. It's okay, Dad.
That thing's just weird. Okay, as long as if it moves and you haven't pushed the button, I'm out.
He won't. I promise.
Okay,
I
all right.
promise.
This is a cool exercise, but we're gonna have to just maybe shoot the next one without that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
He's Randy. I already told you I'm Kristen, and this is the Cross End Kin Garage. Today, we are returning yet again, as you can see by our sorting hat, to our sorting series. This is an episode where we take characters from a specific TV show and we sort them into the Hogwarts houses. The houses of Hogwarts are, of course, Gryffindor, who value courage, bravery, but also have a tendency to be a little foolish and stubborn. Ravenclaw, who value wit, wisdom, and creativity, as well as several other characteristics. Hufflepuff, who are loyal, hardworking, and caring. And then Slytherin, who, despite their bad guy reputation, are not all bad guys. Professor Slughorn was a very good guy. He just made some mistakes. It's fine. But they value cunningness, ambition, and shrewdness.
This exercise is actually kind of interesting. I have to say, I'm not a part of it, but I love Slytherin House. I just absolutely love the because they will do anything and everything to get the job done. And that
That's
is
a decent read of Slytherin House.
that is in dude redeems himself later
Draco?
on. Yeah, no.
Slughorn.
Yeah, no. Black hair.
Snape?
Yes, Snape gets redeemed in the end, and that to me, I'm all about a redemption story. The the hero riding off into the sunset with the damsel in distress, the good feels. I'm about those kinds of stories, and Snape being redeemed at the end, or towards the end of Harry Potter. That was it was it was fantastic, and it was so well done
Yes.
by
Props to Alan Rickman. Like, it would not have been nearly as effective without Alan
he
Rickman's
was one of my
cast.
favorite actors in everything really I saw him in, from Die Hard to the Harry Potter films
Robin
to
Hood,
Robin Hood. He was
Sheriff of
delicious,
Nottingham.
delicious in Robin Hood. So it's just he's one of those actors that brought to life a character that may or may not have been so brought to life otherwise.
We are eventually going to get Dad properly sorted because I'm genuinely curious what house he would wind up in. I've always said Hufflepuff, but lately I'm starting to think it might be Slytherin,
I
which
think I'm a little bit of all of them.
we'll see. But today,
This thing's not going to tell me which one
no,
I'm in.
unfortunately, if I put it on my head, it does not tell me what house. It's
What
very
do
sad.
you mean, unfortunately? That'd be scary beyond all belief.
Anyway, today we are going to be sorting the cast of the short-lived but very much beloved television show Timeless. Now, we've talked about Timeless on this channel before.
Incessantly. I mean, we love this show. We've even had entire. It winds up in a lot of our top
It
10
was the
lists.
number one on our shows canceled too soon.
There we go.
We talked about it. It was a show that got canceled in its first season. The fans were not pleased with that, and so NBC brought it back. They canceled it again. The fans were not pleased with that, so they brought it back for a wrap-up revival movie that kind of left room open in case Eric Kripke ever gets the idea and wants to, finish out a little bit more. We're always down for some more time.
Mr. Kripke, you could go to Electric now. I'm sure Dean Devlin would welcome
Dean
Timeless.
Devlin would rock with Timeless.
Just imagine.
That'd be cool.
I mean, in the age of streaming, you really don't have to have a network supporting you anymore. Go out there and be bold, Mr. Kripke. Be a Slytherin. You like how I did that?
This is a little bit more of a Gryffindor trait, but
Okay, all right.
it's fine. It's fine. It works.
Anything to get the job done, Mr. Kripke.
There you go. That's
Okay.
Slytherin. All right. So the characters we are going to be sorting are Lucy, Wyatt, Rufus, Flynn, and Gia. So let's get started at the top.
Before we do, we highly recommend this show.
Mhm.
It was historically accurate.
Yes.
I mean, it was endorsed by teachers and teachers unions,
It was
and
introduced by the Smithsonian.
it was endorsed by the Smithsonian. Go and check out Timeless. If you're a history buff, if you're a science fiction nerd, you will absolutely adore this show and scratch your head at the fact that it's no longer on television.
It should be streaming on Peacock because
Right.
NBC was
NBC
its
was its right.
distributors.
Yeah.
But all right, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's go.
All right, first up, we have Lucy. She is the group historian. She was played by Abigail Spencer, beautifully played by Abigail Spencer. I think this is my favorite role that I've seen her in. We've seen her in several things. She is, bless her, she really doesn't know what she's getting into when she first climbs into this time machine, but she's there to make sure that they don't
Mess up
destroy
history.
the timeline.
Yeah.
She knows all the history stuff, and I mean, she mostly does her job. She does accidentally get her face in the newspaper when they go back to Bass Reeves and chasing Jesse James, I think, is what that episode was.
Bass Reeves, who was originally an Arkansan.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, Lucy, she's a professor. She is the historian of the group. She starts out as a real damsel in distress. She gets constantly saved in the first season, but she develops
into a distinct heroine. Absolutely.
All right, you know who you want?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hufflepuff.
Whoa. Okay. I can kind of see it.
I think Hufflepuff.
I can kind of see it. She is very loyal to her team. But Ravenclaw, mine is again. She's the professor. She's the teacher.
That's
She's
true.
the smartest in the group, at least book learning wise. She is also very creative with some of the ways they navigate the history.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
She does have to navigate.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Convinced you,
You've
Ravenclaw?
convinced me. Yes,
Okay.
That's good.
Daddy has switched his answer. I really think Lucy could have gone to Hufflepuff because, again, she does have the fierce loyalty. There is that alternate universe version of her that's like, we gonna go save Rufus or what?
And in the beginning, she wasn't, but I think towards the end there are some Slytherin tendencies.
I agree.
You know, just to get the job done.
Yeah, but she
at
has
any cost.
fierce loyalty to her mother. Like
Without
that's the
doubt,
whole
yes.
reason that she agreed to stay on the team after the first gig, because she wanted to prove her mom's innocence.
And one more point. I mean, you're not going to understand any of this unless you go and watch the show.
Yeah.
I mean, go. I'm telling you, push pause and go binge Timeless.
Come back right after and see.
And this will all make perfectly good sense.
But yeah, I think ultimately she has tendencies from their house, and all of these characters do. That's something I want to point out right now. All of these characters have some tendencies from other houses.
I think you've hit on something,
These
Kristen.
are well-rounded characters, so they all have tendencies from other houses. There are just some traits that are more dominant.
Unlike some of the other television shows or movies that we've sorted, this one has that. I mean, you know, when we did the Star Trek, the Kelvin timeline of Star Trek, those were definitive. Yeah. I mean, those were pretty defined. But the best television shows that are out there have that characteristic of having a little bit of all of the houses.
One trait is usually
one trait is dominant, yes, but you can really see, you know, that would fit.
Yeah, I think her most dominant traits put her in Ravenclaw.
I agree. Absolutely,
she has tendencies from others. All right, up next we have Wyatt, as played by Matt Lanter. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because he is the voice of Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, as well as his cameo in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned him in a couple of our Star Wars months because he's one of our favorite voice actors, and he does an incredible job. Incredible job.
The character he plays in Timeless is Wyatt, and he is the military man. He is there to make sure that the historian doesn't die, as well as the pilot, in all of these. They get sent to the wars multiple times.
He's set up as the hero.
Yes. So this should be a very, very, very easy sorting. 3, 2, 1. Gryffindor. Yeah, like I think this is a trend. We did this with Charming as well. If you're in our Once Upon a Time sorting, if you're set up as the hero, as the knight in shining armor, as the soldier, you're gonna get put in.
Wyatt is set up this way. I mean, it's very easy early on. I mean, he's even a little hesitant to be involved in the project because of his military training, and this is not a military exercise.
Oh, he wants to go back to his unit.
Right. But he changes. I mean, all of these characters you see, and that's one of the beauties of Timeless. You see them change and mature in their roles as a part of this overall team.
I agree. But I mean, Wyatt is probably the most straightforward of all the
Without
characters.
doubt.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
it depends. I think it depends on the episode. But personal conviction, I think Wyatt is the more straightforward. Yes, he has some weirdness with his wife and all that stuff, which we're gonna try not to spoil the major plot points,
It's
but
just drama.
there's drama there.
I mean, it's a drama show.
It's a drama show. It's a drama sci-fi.
That's very historically accurate.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Wyatt is in Gryffindor. It's
Very
very,
good.
very plain to see. All right, up next we have Rufus, as played by Malcolm Barrett. Now, I don't know very much about this actor. I've not seen him on very much. I know that he was on The Boys for a hot minute, so I don't know if he's a recurring character or not. I've not watched that show. I have no desire to watch that show. But Malcolm Barrett is one of the actors that came out of this, and I'm like, I want to see him in more.
Right.
He was a very, very good actor.
Very, very
He
good.
is a very good actor.
He's great in the role, and I'm hoping it's not a case of him being typecast.
Yeah.
Because I could see him very easily translating over into the Star Wars universe on something that way, or in a variety of different elements. I think his comedic timing, although understated, was extremely good in Timeless, and I think overall he played the character in which he was employed to play very well.
Rufus is the pilot of the time machine. He is the tech nerd that has done a lot of the programming. He's very devoted to the leader of the group. Can't remember his name at the moment. Mason, that's his name, Connor Mason. He's
Which
very,
we're not sorting. Right?
No, we're not sorting Mason or Agent Christopher. But they're both integral to the show as well. He adores Mason. Like Mason brought him in on this project, and it's
father figure. For him.
Mason is definitely a father figure for Rufus. And you know his relationship with Gia is sweet. He has a nice little brother bond. And then later in season 2 with Garcia, just the absolute stink eye that he gives him. Like he gets a sass. Like Rufus is the sass in this group, and I absolutely love it.
But he doesn't develop that till later.
No, it's more season 2 when he develops his teeth. But once Rufus gets his teeth are always bare.
Right.
And I kind of love him for it. But I think I know what house I want him in. Daddy?
I think so.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hufflepuff.
Yay!
Yeah, definitely.
And the fierce loyalty he showed to Mason, the utter loyalty he shows to Gia. Dude literally nearly destroyed the timeline just trying to go back and get his girlfriend who got lost in time. Like he does a lot of stuff for Gia that would just put him in Hufflepuff. But he is also so deeply caring and hardworking to the max. Like he hits all of the primary traits that people associate with Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
And he's a good Hufflepuff.
He's a teddy bear.
He's a teddy bear.
Yep.
He's a badger. That's the Hufflepuff mascot. He is a badger. All right. Up next, we have Flynn, Garcia Flynn, as played by Goran Visnejic.
He is fast becoming one of our favorite actors.
I love him. He is probably best known for his role
on
as
ER.
Luka Kovac on ER.
Right.
I was first introduced to him because I don't know how much of ER you watched, but I was first introduced to him on the television show Leverage, where he played a bad guy in like a 2-parter. It was great. Yes. I love him. He was kind of the big bad of the season, but we only got to see him in 2 episodes.
Yep.
Goran is an amazing actor, and he does a lot with this role.
I'm a little surprised that we haven't put him in more recasted videos than what we have.
I cast him as Hans Gruber in our Die Hard recasted.
Yeah.
But I've tried, and then I think of somebody else that would fit the role better.
He is this actor who is great, who has incredible dramatic chops, but he also has this hint of being funny. It's an underlying characteristic for that actor. I would love to see him in like a remake of his girl Friday, or something Cary Grantish
Mhm.
that was a houseboat would be a great vehicle with him.
His Croatia accent also helps a little bit with
Exactly,
it.
exactly. So
Yeah,
that's
he's a native Croatian. So.
I know what house he needs to be in. This character.
Flynn as a character is very interesting. He starts off, we think he's the big bad.
Well, we hate him. I mean, you absolutely hate him in season 1.
That's what we're supposed to, but like about midway through season 1, something happens and we're like, oh.
We'll leave it to you to watch.
But yeah,
see.
like there's so many layers with
That's what makes this show
interesting.
Mr. Devlin. Hey Dean, we did an entire episode for you. Bring back Timeless. Call him up.
Hit up Eric Kripke.
I think it would be beautiful for the electric
we
now.
We left it open just enough. Not everybody even needs to come. Just give us a little taste, little something. Anyway, okay. Flynn, 3, 2, 1. Slytherin. Yes. Okay. Flynn, don't get me wrong. We are not putting him in here because he's the bad guy.
No, he's the one that we started the episode off by me saying Slytherin, a defining characteristic in my book, is they are willing to do anything to get the job done and get their agenda accomplished.
And while he may not have the ambition necessarily, that doesn't seem to be his main goal. He is exceedingly cunning, very shrewd, and motivated.
I think his ambition is driven by his motivation.
That's true.
And I mean that's
see what the motivation is.
Right. You go watch the show.
Timeless.
Go watch Timeless.
Go watch Timeless. But yeah, Slytherin is definitely where
I agree.
Flynn belongs.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Last up, we have Gia. She is the technician. She's kind of and I think she gets pilot training as well. Mm-hmm. But she is
I would say in the second
control.
I'd say in the second season, she is the string that ties it all together.
I agree.
I think she is the sinew that keeps the body of all of these players
she's
rolling.
The humanity.
I agree. And I mean, she's the hippie.
She's not quite a hippie, but she's a dork and a geek.
She's adorable.
She is adorable.
Yeah.
And she's played by Claudia Dumont. British
I haven't
actress.
seen her on anything else.
She also has been on The Boys lately. I have wanted to cast her in a ton of stuff. I just have not been able to find the perfect role for her in my head. And believe me, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Because she like you said, she is what managed to keep this show from falling apart in season 2.
Yeah.
She is a lot of the driving force of it. And I think she is her character is brilliant, but she's not, unlike Lucy, she never starts out as a damsel in distress. I always had utter faith that she would take care of herself. Even though she gets into some harrowing situations, she gets her crap together and gets it done.
She, however, is not a principal character at the beginning.
No,
she is a supporting actress. It's a supporting role until about halfway through the first season. And then as you see other situations, I wasn't going to reveal that, but as you see certain developments come into play, she becomes a more prominent character, and you're like, man, I wish we had done this with her a little earlier than this.
Yeah, and she's in every episode, but she has way less screen time.
Exactly. Right. You ready?
I think so. I think I know what house I want her in. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ravenclaw. Yeah.
Gia. I wanted Gia so badly. She's very smart. She is street smarts wise, she's probably second only to Wyatt.
Well,
and Garcia.
She strikes a balance.
Yeah.
That none of the other characters do. Mm-hmm. Wyatt is this military go, but not. I mean, he is intelligent. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have the techno-intelligence. Mm-hmm. Garcia Flynn has the techno-intelligence, but he's so driven by his motive that he gets past the morality spots.
Yeah.
Gia, on the other hand, has morality as well as the techno-intelligence to get things. You like that new word? I just techno-intelligence.
I like it.
To get things accomplished, all while making sure that people are safe in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
And she is that
She's the voice of reason
that's a
in
very
a
good way.
lot of
Yeah, in a lot of
instances. She
ways. Yeah.
calls out both Mason and Christopher, Agent
And,
Christopher, on separate occasions to be like, we have our people sailing through time, and you two are wanting to play politics.
and she doesn't hesitate to call out Rufus and Wyatt and Lucy either. So it's just
she is the wisest character because
hence
she actually uses her intelligence to guide her decision making. But she's also very creative. Again,
yeah.
she gets into a situation where she's on her own in a place she's not supposed to be. And she gets creative and makes herself a little Star Trek reference for Rufus to tell him where she is.
She's the Doc Brown.
Yes.
She's the Doc Brown from Back to the Future in this time traveling show. I mean, she really, really is. She's got the she's just
She's got the
and
technical.
it's beautifully done by this actress too.
She's
So
with a touch of Marty because she is actually capable of talking to other human
right,
beings.
that's true. That's true. Yeah. So after you've finished watching Timeless, go and watch the Back to the Future trilogy and just get, I can't recommend The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Read it. It's a better book than it ever was a movie. So, but anyway, we love, that really is it. I mean, that's our sorting video for Timeless. If you're just now coming back from having binged the show, press pause and go watch it again. It's absolutely worth it. It is one of those shows that we would love to get into kind of a routine. I suspect it might get old after a minute, but what shows don't. Well, that's it. I mean, we sorted our Timeless cast into Harry Potter house. Please don't push that button. Okay, so we're curious. What if you're a fan of the TV show, or if you've never watched it and you did press pause and you binged it, tell us what you think of this show that we vary. It and Leverage are two of the most underrated television shows ever on TV.
And we really would love to start talking to more folks about it. So if you're a fan of Timeless, I'm not going to say what the fandom's called because you have
that gives too much stuff away.
No, you have to very clearly enunciate it.
Yeah, and we don't know if that's a good idea.
We're not going to try to do that today.
It's a family show after all.
It's a family show, so just go Google. You'll find the name of the fandom.
We hope that you embrace this TV show like we've embraced it here.
How you like it. Let us know down in the comments. Let us know if we're insane in our picks or if we got it right on the head.
Especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. In all of our sorting videos, did we nail it? Do we nail it? Or have we just wound up flying after that snitch thing?
He really needs to read more.
I need to read the second book. I do.
All right.
It's been a minute.
All right, guys, that does it for us here at Cross and Kin. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And until then, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Randy from the Cross and Kin Garage. We want you to know, as part of the kin, you're always part of the family.
Bye.
Later.